Ace, we're going to, I think, start with you here because early on, 7-8 minutes into the game, there's question marks, and throughout this whole game, this was busy for the referee, man. Yo, Ace.
No, look, one of our best referees, one of our best referees had a terrible day in the office on the day.
Really?
And it's not just...
here we go.
Not just one incident.
Du Preez wants a penalty.
It's several incidents, you know, where he was either caught for pace or caught for position. I mean, look at that. That's holding. That's a defender holding an opponent.
And then the hand in the face.
The hand in the face, and he finishes off, you know, by making sure that he doesn't allow him to gain possession of the ball. And remember, when he starts, the ball is not even within playing distance. Now, when you hold a player like that, the ball is not even within playing distance. Look at that. How is the striker expected to gain possession of the ball, to run forward and play the ball if he's being...
Matthew's looking at you. Sani is going to get defended here by Matthew.
No,
he won't.
I just wanted to ask about the rule about obstruction and the indirect free kick associated with that back in the day. Is that still in force when it comes to obstruction and indirect?
No, we've got to differentiate between obstruction and holding. When you are obstructing, it means you are using your body to prevent the other player when the ball is not within playing distance. But when you are using your arm in that fashion, it's straight holding. It should be dealt with as holding.
Because that's not holding in the tradition. I mean, he's got his arm across. So isn't that more of an obstruction?
That's why the law says holding includes the act of using your arm to prevent an opponent from playing the ball or gaining possession of the ball. So it's covered in the law.
Go to it, we see Du Preez being impeded, or there was holding there for Du Preez. We always say impeding must have an impact. So this is the impact we're talking about. We're going to show you the hand as it goes into the neck. And then when the head goes to the neck, you can see that's impeding there. He's blocking him. And you know, Du Preez is very quick. So now he's being impeded, prevented from getting into an advantageous position. So penalty should have been awarded here, which was not awarded. And to add, there's impeding here. Right, to add, the hand was used to impede with impact. Now, a yellow card should have come out for the use of the hand. So a penalty was not given, yellow card was not given, incorrect decision.
Very quickly, Tarek, is it because the hand was on the face? If that same hand was on the body or elsewhere, would it still be a penalty?
We look at the impact. That hand, as it tries to go, goes once and even goes like this. So when there's an additional movement, now there's impact. Okay. So that impact results in an offense being committed.
Okay.
Right. Let's go to the next one. We see a handball by Ismail Toure. Now, this handball is called deliberate handball because a hand was used towards the ball. Let's have a look. Serino crosses the ball. You can see that a hand was used to stop the ball. As it stops the ball, who is behind there? Lilepo is behind who can receive the ball. So when he is behind to receive the ball, there's what we call breaking or stopping a promising attack. So therefore, penalty given correctly so. But then what about the yellow card for stopping or interfering with a promising attack? So yellow card should have come out for Ismail Toure for stopping a promising attack using deliberate handball. Yes. So yellow card was not given, penalty was given, correct decision for the penalty. But let's now move to the next one.
Minutes after that, they do point to the spot.
Yeah, no, look, let's go straight to that because, again, you know, in several stages of the match, the referee shows why he's one of the best. There are several times when he loses it because of his position, and we'll look at those things. In instances like this, where he immediately points to the penalty mark, but that's a deliberate handball. We've got to ask ourselves the question, why is it that he has seen the handball, he has awarded the penalty, but does not punish the fact that it's a deliberate handball with a
Mari penalty, segui punishment. Segui punishment. Penalty.
Not when.
Tore they handballs and 9 penalties.
Not when it comes to deliberate handball. When it comes to deliberate handball, remember, if he had adjudged it to have been denying an obvious goal scoring opportunity, which it was not, he would have awarded both the penalty and the red card, because for holding, you don't downgrade.
Here we go. There's the arm going up from Tore.
Just in the build-up there, unfortunately from a set piece, you often get players caught out of position, and Godswill, who's a right back, ends up in the left back position. He tries to clear it with his weaker foot, and then you see Molosani giving him absolute hell for such a poor clearance. So, yeah.
Towards the ball. Let's have a look. Serino crosses the ball. You can see that a hand was used to stop the ball. As it stops the ball, who is behind there? Lilepo is behind who can receive the ball. So when he is behind to receive the ball, there's what we call breaking or stopping a promising attack. So therefore, penalty given correctly so. But then what about the yellow card for stopping or interfering with a promising attack? So yellow card should have come out for Ismail Tore for stopping a promising attack using deliberate handball. So yellow card was not given, penalty was given, correct decision for a penalty. But let's now move to the next one where we'll show you why we say that yellow card should have come out. Right. If we go to the next one, we'll see a Chisampama. Chisampama by Ismail Tore on Serino. Serino is temperamental. I always speak to Shompo during my refereeing days to say, Kulumanai. Now, Serino there, I must comment because Serino will have retaliated. But now, the Mpama on the face, it's violent conduct. Violent conduct means the player using excessive force or brutality, and therefore the player must be sent off for violence. That was full contact on the face. That was a clap. Now, if he was not sent off, if he had received a yellow card for deliberate handball, it would have been a second yellow card, and then he goes. So Taure was not supposed to have continued with the game from these 39 minutes.
So that on its own deserved a red card.
On its own deserved a red card. If the referee misses a red, he will have given a yellow fine. Then that yellow that he missed will have become a second yellow. Then he goes.
We're going to see the equalizer. De Jong scores. And there's going to be questions as well. And you needed eyes in the back of your head to see what was going on. Fantastic header. De Jong scores. Matthew.
Also controversial, but a great set piece nevertheless. But really poor defending from Chiefs, allowing De Jong to get a free header. Nobody challenging him at that stage of the game. 1-0 up in a cup, But the eagle-eyed supporters would have noticed Tore shoving one of the Chiefs players there. So, having seen the replay from this angle, there is definitely a push there.
And let's talk about what Lawton says, that a goal is scored when the whole circumference of the ball passes over the goal line, in between the two uprights, under the crossbar, provided that a teammate of the player who scores the goal has not committed an offense before that goal is scored. Now, we all saw that an offense was committed before the goal is scored.
This push
No.
But the ball's already going in. The header's happened.
It doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is the push takes place at this moment. Where is the ball? It's still coming.
Yes.
That offense took place even before the ball reached the head of the player that subsequently scores. No. That's not the point. The point of the law is no player of the attacking team must have committed an offense prior to the ball going into goal. And that's what the law says. It's not me. I'm only here to interpret it.
I think Braes, that's the other side of the goal. But for me, is that near post run that Dion makes. It's very difficult for Miguel to be able to track that run because he just takes 2 or 3 steps to elevate himself to the highest point. Miguel is jumping behind him, but because he has taken those 2 steps, Dion, to gain that advantage, then miss the ball at the highest point, it's difficult for Miguel to be able to defend. Yes, the push happens before the ball gets to the head of Dion, but a well-taken header by Dion.
So clarify, you're saying that should not have been a goal, Ace?
No.
That equalizer should not have been a goal?
No, it should not have been a goal. You can't award a goal when an infringement has been committed by a teammate of the player who scores the goal.
Any defense for Tore there?
No, it was a foul. It was a foul. But all the eyes were, you see, at the near post.
Yeah.
And Chiefs, back to the defending, Chiefs, to counter that, reaching the ball at the highest point, you have to have somebody in front of him and somebody directly behind him to not allow him to get that running jump to the highest point, you know. Very poor defending.
I can tell you now, Thomas, if the referee was not caught watching the landing point of the ball, because remember the ball was coming from a long way off, so he was watching the landing point, and his peripheral vision failed him to see. Had he seen that push, he would have blown long before that ball reached the header.
There's assistance to the ref who's on the line, the assistant ref. How could he have missed?
Also, I wouldn't blame him, because at that moment, it's quite tricky to watch for the offside, because you've got to see on whose head the ball lands on, where are the strikers at that moment. So the assistant ref is focusing on the offside, the ref is focusing on the landing zone. None of them would have been able to pick up. But if any of the two had picked up the push, that goal would not have been given.
Speaking of picking up on the push, Ace, it's like you knew. Because now let's go to the goal that's awarded in the 95th minute. Kaizer Chiefs take the lead here. There are so many interpretations, so many thoughts on what took place on Morty's finish here. Corner kick has taken, Ace. Now it just needs you to take us through it.
A push on the goalkeeper takes place before he fists that ball. A push.
Matlo.
Yes, a push. A push is a foul. And you know, a goalkeeper, because he plays with his hands, as we go to that clip, because he plays with his hands, he receives additional protection, because otherwise he could be injured. Now, the assistant referee lifts his flag up first, before the referee has given any indication as to what his decision is. I want us to be methodical in looking at this. And then the referee points at the center mark.
Goal.
Gives the goal. Okay? That's before he has looked across at the assistant referee. As he tries now to search for his assistant referee, who would have ordinarily been running towards the center line, he finds him standing still at the corner. Now, you tell me how a goalkeeper is expected to play when, as he jumps up in the air, there is a striker that goes into him with an elbow. He pushes him.
Yeah.
And then I've heard people that it's a slight push. No. A foul is a foul. It impacts the ability of the goalkeeper to attack that ball. And the foul takes place before.
They had a long conversation. We've shortened it. But the assistant, the referee, the fourth official, you walkie-talkie, lots. And eventually they say the goal stands.
Well, remember that, one, when the referee pointed to the center mark, he had not yet seen the flag of the assistant referee, right? So he gave the goal.
Yeah.
So the first decision that was given there is by the referee. And remember, when the assistant referee, anyway, as an assistant, lifts up his flag, he is making a recommendation to the referee. He is not the final decider of what the decision will be. He's making a recommendation to the referee. So the referee would have walked across, asked him. If the referee was not convinced by the explanation of the assistant referee, the referee would then go with his own decision, which is exactly what happened there.
Are you showing me the push here? Is that what I'm seeing? That the goalkeeper is no longer really balanced? That ball will come out
he
of his
would
hands?
have surely been thrown out of balance by the elbow that went into his torso.
And then it goes off.
How severe it was, I wouldn't know. I'm not a Sangoma. But all I know is that if you go into a goalkeeper's body using your elbow, that's a foul. It's as simple as that.
And then there was questions about whether Morty was offside. Now that's the last thing that we need to discuss here on this one.
You see, that's a matter of law, and I'm happy that you're picking on that, Thomas. Remember, with offside, you look at the last time that the ball was touched by a teammate of the player that is standing in an offside position. Now, the last time a player wearing a gold jersey touched
There
that
we go.
ball,
Side angle.
it was the player who was kicking the corner kick. The ball was touched by two other players before it got to the
Sage
striker.
Stevens onto
And
Basadi.
both of them are players of the defending team. So the last time the ball was touched by a teammate was at the moment the corner kick was taken. Is there an offside from a corner kick?
You can't be offside from a corner kick.
Thank you.
And I think Brace explains it very clearly for any youngster watching at home. You can't be offside from a corner kick. And the last time a Kaizer Chiefs player touched the ball was when the corner was played in. So therefore, in terms of offside, I was comfortable. The only one I wanted was that nudge. And it was well explained.
Right. Let's go to the last one. The match talked about one where George impeded the goalkeeper. We always see referees going to the players when they surround the goalkeeper. No, don't impede the goalkeeper inside the goal area because he's using hands. So here, if you challenge the goalkeeper and then an infringement has occurred, you see an assistant referee correctly positioned and the referee, but you see George not playing the ball. He plays the goalkeeper. When you challenge the goalkeeper inside the goal area, now flag comes out to say, I have seen an infringement from given, and then now you can see the infringement for yourself at home. Goalkeeper. But you protect the goalkeeper. As far as you protect the goalkeeper, manje bayakhuluma lana ukuthi no ubone yini ugiven athi ngibone ifoul ureferee athi ngibona ifoul ureferee wanika igol. Now what happens after here is that the review committee will sit and determine the correct decision. But here in Soccer Zone, we can tell you now that the correct decision came from the assistant referee for a foul. So this was not supposed to have been given as a goal. It should have been given as a foul. The other one, we need to add, some say offside, equal offside, because you cannot be offside from a corner kick. Number two, offside, the ball must come from your teammate. The ball came from the corner to the goalkeeper, to Basadin, to Modi. So where is the offside? Equal offside. And then if VAR, you go to it's allowed to can talk. But if VAR, we are going to TV. If VAR, you have to Soccer Zone player. Le being
If you watched the video up until this far, can you please like the video and also subscribe? Let's get this video to 1,000 likes for Ace and Victor.